Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another wonderful week here on Pack the Bank podcast, where we are attempting to be the best sports podcast on YouTube. My name is Cody. As always, I have my wonderful friends and co-host Aaron and CK with me in the building. We got a bunch of exciting NFL news to talk about. It is officially Combine Week, baby. Aaron, what do we got on tap for tonight's episode?
Man, we're gonna go over some interior offensive line rankings. As always, we're gonna do Panthers and Packers corner. We're gonna end the night with a Panthers and Packers mock draft, probably a 7-round mock draft apiece, just for the fun of it. It doesn't take as long when we just do Packers and Panthers. And talk a little bit of NFL news, not too much to be talked about, and then we can bring up some combine stuff. It's only a Friday night, so not. We still got the QBs and everything tomorrow, and then, we still got Saturday and Sunday to go through. So we haven't got through the whole combine yet, but we will definitely do a bigger recap of the combine next week for episode 9, since everything will be done, and we'll be heading into pro days.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. All right, you boys want to get started with Around the League?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's get into it. Alrighty, so we got some Around the League news. Looks like we got some franchise tags going on. Aaron, you want to talk about those?
Yeah. So the same thing for Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about them both at the same time. Both of their teams have pretty much come down to it, to where if they cannot get a contract agreement by the deadline, which I think the deadline is next Tuesday. I think it's by 4 o'clock that afternoon, right? 4 o'clock, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to hit them with a franchise tag. Yeah, sorry. So they're going to franchise tag these guys. Makes sense. I don't know. Do y'all know off the top of your head what the franchise tag number is for running backs?
No, if I can tell you.
I know it's okay.
5 seconds.
Because it's different for all positions, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's like 14 million, isn't it? That's what I thought I said.
That sounds close to right. While Colin's looking that up, though, I do want to bring up something to our guys that have been kind of sticking with us on a weekly basis. You'll actually note that a couple weeks ago, when I believe it was still just me and Aaron, CK, you might have been on the show by this point, but I'm not exactly sure. We actually predicted that Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard would both be getting franchise tagged to their respective organizations. So that's just kind of credit to us having a good little eye on the old football there, huh?
Well, it just kind of makes sense. I mean, why would you not franchise tag them? My thing more here is with the Raiders. I get Josh Jacobs had a crazy season.
Yeah.
This Tony Pollard more is like, okay, now what do you do with Zeke? So that'll be interesting to see what happens with him.
That'll be very interesting.
It is around 9.5 million or 10 million on the dot.
Okay.
So there's a $500,000 difference. So.
Okay.
Because it's the top 5 running backs paid. It's like the average of that is what something like that. It's something like that. It's like top 5, average top 5, and then goes.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Okay.
Shows the Cowboys overvalue running backs again. So.
Of course.
Always.
Yeah, that's been a thing with Dallas.
But to be honest, it's better than what they paid Zeke, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we've got a situation in Miami, apparently, with Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. According to an insider reported by Josina Anderson, the Dolphins may be looking to move on, potentially from Tua. I didn't actually see this until later in the day in one of our group chats on Instagram. One of the guys in the chat had mentioned it because I actually didn't hear about it. This is interesting though because of Tua's injuries and stuff that he's had, especially over the course of last season and then the 2021 season. It'll be really interesting to see what they do. Maybe they'll give him this year to see if he's able to play football. Yeah, this will be interesting. Maybe this is where you could see like a Jimmy G go if he doesn't sign with like the Bucks or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Or you watch for the Lamar Jackson trade.
That's also true.
So that's also somewhere because I mean, let's be honest, Miami's definitely a state, or Florida, but Miami is definitely a place that a lot of people will draw to just because it's Miami, Florida.
So, yeah, and not to stir up the old, I guess, banter wagon, as it would be called on Packers Twitter, but I have seen old number 12 marked for Miami as well. So let's keep an eye on that.
I feel like anybody being traded QB wise is like Miami's at least their top 5 just because it's Miami. Mm-hmm. But as a Panthers fan who has seen the result of what many headshots and concussions can do to a young player, my heart goes out to Tua and the Dolphins organization, because watching a young player with that has so much talent left and so much so much gas left in the tank for the NFL, man, it sucks. It's awful. We losing Kuechly hurt, but then you don't really realize what you have until you lose it. So, Luke Kuechly is definitely one of the biggest missing pieces we've ever had. So it kind of sucks. I feel bad for him because Tua kind of balled out this year when he was playing and wasn't injured. He was balling. He looked good with Tyreek and Jalen. I think they had a good little trio going on there. So I'm hoping that Tua and doesn't get injured no more. I don't wish injuries on nobody.
Yep, absolutely.
But, yeah, I hope they stick with him and just get like a Jimmy G or a backup to maybe sit there and give him one more year. Because, again, like you said, whenever he plays, he's good. It's just the issue of can he stay healthy?
Yep.
So, Tua, shout out if you're watching this.
Shout out.
Like the video.
God, I can't, dude. Every week you're just gonna shout out somebody.
Somebody random, baby. We gotta keep it going. One of these days, somebody's gonna comment.
One day,
probably Tua's gonna be like, "Thanks, guys." We don't have much NFL news tonight. So this is our last one of these. Actually, isn't the NFL; it's XFL. Just because this is hilarious to me. So the Guardians of the XFL. The Orlando Guardians quarterback, Quentin Dormaday, close to Doomsday, makes sense. ex-QB. He has been cut, allegedly, because he was allegedly giving opposing teams the playbook that they had. The team heard about it, they investigated, and they released this man. They've also removed all his stats from the XFL website, and they've played like 2 games, so I don't know if it's much of a stat, but yeah, that's just hilarious because why? What are you achieving from this? There's a reason you're an XFL quarterback, and now you know why.
Had to be betting on games.
I mean, I don't know if that was the reason, but he definitely did not help his case. So
nah.
You know what's crazy? I'm looking at him right now. This kid looks like a discount Andrew Luck. And it's kind of really throwing me off. I was just about
to say, are you going to say
it's kind of really throwing me off? Like, is this Andrew Luck and he's just going under a different name?
Landrew Uck.
Landrew Uck.
That's amazing.
Quentin Dormaday. He looks like a Quentin.
That's what I was saying, man. And Dormaday, come on, man. Like, what kind of evil genius name is Dormaday?
That's right. Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
He was like trench coat, hat down, can't barely see, and he's standing in the corner of like a parking alley, and he's just like, "Here you go, man," handing off the playbooks to all the different teams.
This is the guy who the Patriots used to film you guys' practices in 2003 before the Super Bowl.
Oh God! Hey, Dormaday, go up to that. Go up to the 43rd floor. Zoom in all the way.
You don't need my help up there. You need handcuffs.
And you got it. Let's jump back to some NFL news, man. Giants fans, I need you to chime in on this because I'm sorry. You've lost your mind if you think that Daniel Jones is worth $45 million. And I know what you're going to say. Well, he had a good season. I'm not saying he didn't. but he's had terrible weapons his whole career. As a Panther fan, I don't want to hear that excuse. So apparently the Giants have offered him a contract between 35 and 39 million per year.
Have you lost your mind?
Have I lost my mind?
That's a lot for Daniel Jones, who's only had one good season and hasn't really proved much of anything other than beating a fraudulent Minnesota Vikings team. In the playoffs. But
hey, I like that.
Apparently he's seeking more than 45 a year. I don't know about you two, but I just don't think he's worth anything more than 40 a year.
Well, Aaron, I'm glad you asked because this is we do not have hot takes this week. I'm sorry to everybody if you are disappointed about that. However, I will say this. To me, Daniel Jones and my man Jared Goff had a very similar season, and now I kind of feel like they're going to be seeking very similar money with the exact same response. No. You had one good year. The answer is no. You don't deserve that money. Until you can consistently take your team to the playoffs or have an above 500 season consistently without it having to come at the very back half of your season and then just barely sneaking in or missing the playoffs, no. The answer is no. You are a serviceable starter in the NFL. You are not good. You are not great. You are serviceable. Jared Goff, you are serviceable. Daniel Jones, you are serviceable. Cool. You can be a starter in the NFL, but you do not deserve $45 million per season. You are not Aaron Rodgers. You are not Patrick Mahomes. You are not Josh Allen. You're not any of these guys that are actually deserving to make this money. Aaron Rodgers, maybe not so much anymore. He's 39. We already know this. We're moving on. You don't deserve the money. You haven't proven anything, basically, since you stepped in the league. Jared Goff, you were a first overall pick. You've done nothing. Daniel Jones.
I mean, yeah, he did get a Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl. He didn't win it, though. And he got cut the following season. And guess who did win the Super Bowl a couple seasons later? The Rams, who he was a quarterback for.
I
mean, that team also was better than that one.
Yeah, a little more
Jared Goff was on.
The only thing they really did was bring in Von Miller and Matt Stafford that season.
OBJ.
I mean, OBJ and
Cooper Kupp was insane.
Okay, yeah. So Cooper Kupp had a breakout year. Either way, what I'm saying is
Sean McVay.
I don't know if that really matters, man. I feel like that offense has been the same the entire time that he's been that he was there. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, a little, but I'm saying but like Sean McVay in year whatever he's in last year, what is that 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Compare a year 3. There's gonna be some things that he's just time management. He's probably better at time management now than he was then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think you just get better with that. Yeah, I just think that comes with coaching over time, though.
Yeah.
But
and then also with Daniel Jones, it's funny because he's asking for that much now, and they offered him 35 to 39, but they declined his 5th-year option, which would have been $22 million.
Yeah.
So it's man, rough day for the Giants. Rough day.
It's not even really a rough day for the Giants because I feel like they are having the exact same outlook as what I'm having on the whole situation. It's yeah, we can offer you your 5th-year option money and you can take it, and that would be fine. Give you another year to actually prove that you deserve that money and then talk about it if we make playoffs. But if you're going to sit here and be consistently throwing, 10 plus interceptions a season and only putting out 20 or so touchdowns with a 65% passing completion rating, why would you be worth that kind of money? You're not worth it. We could bring in a veteran. We could bring in an Aaron Rodgers. We could bring in, if he went this way, we could bring in a Lamar Jackson that could actually take us far in he takes care of the football. they could be doing that, or they could go and get a CJ Stroud or something in the draft. Like, it's not. Daniel Jones is making himself to be more than he actually is, and I think it's because he got taken as a first round pick, even though he was not a first round quarterback in his draft.
Fair.
Yeah,
So
he did get drafted before. Was he in the Lamar draft?
he was in the Lamar draft.
Yeah, he was.
Hmm.
Well, was he?
Yeah,
I think
because
he
Lamar was
was.
drafted
2018.
32. Daniel Jones was drafted like
Third,
third.
I think.
Yeah,
Sixth.
because Lamar was
Sixth.
the last.
Okay, yeah, 6.
Yeah, and Lamar was the last pick of that draft.
Oh, and
Oh, no,
I would
usually
like
about the year
to.
before that. Yeah, no.
First round.
So
I would like
Daniel Jones was 2019. Lamar was 2018.
Oh, okay.
Because the reason they line up is because they declined his 5th-year option.
Wait, so what draft class was Jones a part of then?
2019.
Well, I know, but like, who was in his class?
Kyler Murray, Nick Bosa, Devin White.
I mean, quarterbacks,
Burns.
their fellow.
Devin White went 5.
I mean, there weren't that many. Like, the only quarterback taken was
Kyler
before him
Murray.
was Kyler Murray, and the only one after him was Dwayne Haskins. R.I.P.
He was the Haskins. Yeah, he was the Haskins draft. That's right.
Okay, so Daniel Jones is probably the best quarterback in his draft class then.
Nah, I still think it's Kyler.
I think it's Kyler when he wants to play football. I don't think it's Kyler right now.
Well, he tears ACL.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
I
not
said
trying to
what I
argue with
said.
you. I'm not arguing with you because I don't think Kyler Murray's all that great. I think he just runs around like a chicken with his head cut off. But
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm not. I guess that could be a hot take. I don't think Kyler Murray's all that great. I don't think he's worth the extension he got. He ain't proved nothing to me.
No.
And I'm not even a Panther. I'm not even a Cardinal fan. I just don't think he's all that great. He's definitely really impressed me. He makes a couple good throws. He's fast. He's quick. He's agile. I'll give him all that. I may be wrong. Have they only won like one playoff game?
I don't think they won any.
They haven't won any with Kyler.
No. They made it they made it to the playoffs once.
I mean,
Once.
you know
They
what I'm saying?
lost.
Like, it's like you've had 4 going on 5 years, and you ain't made the playoffs but once and didn't even win it. And then you.
I mean, they are pretty poverty places.
Yeah,
They are and it's hard because they're like, well, look at because this is my thing. Is everybody's always like, well, you got to think about the team builder around them. I, as a Panther fan, do not accept that because Cam Newton was throwing to Ted Ginn Jr. and Jericho Cotchery and Devin Funchess and went to the Super Bowl. That's why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't
And
take that.
And Kyler Murray literally last year had Rondale Moore and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah,
Both
you can't
fully
blame
healthy.
his weapons. You can't blame his weapons. You
And
can blame
Zach Ertz.
maybe his defense, but not his weapons.
That's what I'm
And-
saying. So that's why me personally, I'm like the whole. Well, their weapons aren't good. I think it's a load of crap because I'm like,
Yeah.
sometimes you're right. Their weapons are not good, but in 2015, the Panthers' weapons were not good either. And I will argue with that. Well, you had Greg Olsen, okay?
We had Philly Brown.
Kyler Murray had DeAndre Hopkins. The only one
And
I'll
Zach
give
Ertz.
it to you
And Zach Ertz.
is I know. I'm just saying. The only one I give it to is Daniel Jones. Who was his big name target?
Kenny Galladay.
I mean, they paid a lot of dudes, but they were not. They all failed.
That's what I'm saying. They
Sa-
all failed miserably.
Saquon had
give,
a really nice year, though. Saquon had a really nice year this year.
Yeah. I mean, Saquon had a good year, but I'm more talking about like receiving weapons because they really didn't have any. The Giants is a team that's okay. Well, that last game he was that very last game he was 76 catches away from having like a $1 million extra come in his bank account from.
I didn't think Darius Slayton had a bad year either.
Slayton ain't awful.
No.
War Eagle.
I mean,
but
yeah. And then who's their tight end? Is it Evan Ingram still?
No, it's what's his name? It's Daniel Bellinger. Bellinger, sorry.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know what that was.
Was that me?
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, it was something.
Okay. I'll text him.
I'll
see if...
I'll try and cut that out.
Okay.
That was very strange. I mean, they have Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Wandale Robinson, Colin Johnson, Kenny Galladay, Isaiah Hodges. Not terrible. Not great.
Not bad. All right. Well, I think we've beat this horse.
Yep.
You guys want to move on to the corners, or do we have anything else for league news?
I don't think we have anything else for league news. Not anything else.
League news wise, I think we're good.
All right. So, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Packers Corner, the weekly show where I, your resident Packer fan here on Pack the Bank, Cody, give you all of the insight and news into the Green Bay Packers and what we have going on. So starting off, we're going to do some breaking news. And honestly, there's two slides on here and they kind of repeat themselves, but I'll just read off this first one. I'll just kind of like summarize it a little bit. So obviously, as you guys know, Aaron Rodgers came out of his darkness retreat last week. We talked about it a little bit, and his plans are still uncertain. GM Brian Gutekunst did speak at the combine. Well, he spoke at the combine stuff this week because he is there in Indianapolis, and was pretty much saying that he hasn't spoken to Rodgers in length since the season ended, and that Rodgers is a great player, but until they have the conversations that they need to have, that he thinks that all options are on the table, and that they essentially just want what's best for the Packers, and that the Packers do want a decision from Rodgers before March 15th, which is the start of free agency. And if he does come back, he's got 2 weeks, and if he does come back, they will be restructuring Rodgers' contract. So I really just kind of want to bring this up because a lot of people think that if Rodgers comes back, that Jordan Love is going to be kind of upset that he has to sit for another year. I am under the impression after watching the interviews that the Packers front office has already made their decision to move on with Jordan Love. And the reason why I say this is because they've already, while Brian did say that he hasn't started like fielding, questions for Rodgers yet. I do believe that he is kind of looking at the situation, and they're probably comparing it to what happened with Brett Favre in 2008. And they're looking at it and they're like, this has been great, but we need to move on. We need to turn the page. Yes, you were a 4-time MVP, and yes, if we got stuck with Aaron Rodgers again, it wouldn't be a bad problem to have. He is a 4-time MVP, so that's always a positive. But at the same time, we are wasting a first-round pick, essentially, just keeping Jordan Love on the sidelines, and that is something that I would like to see come to an end. So, which brings me to this point. Brian commented during his press interview saying that he's excited to see Jordan grow and play, and certainly he expects that will be here. Essentially, this is the news recap that Brian pretty much noted on. He said that he thinks that Love is ready to play, and he thinks he's ready to be an NFL starting quarterback. He's worked really, really hard and shown a lot of progression, and that Love is he's eager. He's chomping at the bits to play. He wants to be a starter. He wants to get on the field. It's not on the slide, but Goot also did make mention that they've been in constant communication and contact with Jordan, pretty much prepping him and saying, like, in different situations how he would handle things as a starter. And he said that he's really excited because he sees that Jordan answers those questions right away, and that he feels very confident that he would be just fine under center as quarterback one. And then he also added that he's absolutely comfortable. Like I just said, if Jordan is the quarterback for Green Bay next season. I do want to make mention also, just real quick, that if you look at the comparison between the Jordan Love news recap and then the one for Aaron Rodgers, who is, of course, QB1 at the moment, it's very different. So it's very similar to what I said in the beginning of Packers Corner, but essentially, Rodgers has not told the Packers his plans. They haven't talked at all since the end of the 2022 season, so they haven't spoken since January. It's almost been 3 months. And then Brian, the thing with Brian is that he has always insisted that the Packers want Aaron. We want to bring him in. We want to bring him back so we can essentially run it back over and over and over again. And it was weirdly a different tone this time at the podium for Brian. He pretty much said, hey, look, he's a great player. He's been great for us, but we can't deal with the uncertainty anymore. And I don't think that they're going to continue to do it because they want somebody who's fully committed. And so I think that what's going on with talks at Lambeau now is that Matt LaFleur, Brian Gutekunst, and the like Russ Ball, all the other guys that are up there are probably getting together and saying, we need commitment. If Aaron wants to give us that commitment, cool. If not, we know that Jordan's committed and we need to roll with Jordan because they are in not necessarily win now mode or even, reload, but not necessarily rebuild either. They're in that sweet spot of where like a lot of teams say they're like a quarterback away. I don't think we're a quarterback away right now. I think Jordan Love will be like really good in his first year, but I think it will realistically take us about 3 or 4 years to be in championship contestant with the other people in the league. I'm rambling, but to wrap it all up, yeah, I think that Aaron Rodgers' time in Green Bay is probably coming to a close. Of course, I've said that for a while. You guys got anything?
I think you pretty much covered it. I think he's gonna be back. I don't know. I got a feeling.
Like, why though?
I
don't know. It just like I
Because
don't know.
it's the most Aaron Rodgers thing to do. Let's be honest.
I also just don't know if the Packers are actually gonna. The Packers have not convinced me that they'll tell him no.
I could see that.
Like, and I'm not saying like, am I saying it's like the worst decision ever if you do it? No, but it's like until you prove to me that you can say no to him, I'm gonna keep saying, oh, he's just gonna go back or he'll retire. But I mean, there's a difference between him retiring and getting traded or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched his little like podcast that he did with that one dude that I guess is like a really close friend of his or whatever. And while a lot of it wasn't about football, it did kind of hint at a lot of things. One of the big things being that while he was in his darkness retreat or whatever, he had a whole day where he just thought about being retired, and he had a whole day where he just thought about coming back and playing. And he said he felt a calmness and was like at peace with both. So I pretty much chalked that up to essentially it's going to be however he's feeling that day.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
yeah.
That's my input. If you are a fellow Packers fan, because I know that we have a couple that have commented on our recent post, go ahead and leave your comments, man. How do you feel about this Rodgers watch? What do you think is going to happen? And are you ready for Jordan Love season? Because it is right around the corner. That's
and
it.
At least it'll be over soon.
Yeah. What, Love season?
No, I mean, knowing what's going to happen.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like it says, it's going to be done before March 15th. And Aaron Rodgers said it's going to be done before free agency.
Yeah.
So you're either going to know you have him or you don't have him, or you're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm almost positive we'll get an answer by probably the middle of next week, hopefully.
Now, listen. I want to talk about this now. You're all for J Love coming in. It's fine. We'll go with that. Rodgers gets traded. You know that contract he's got. He's still got like what, $60 million?
Yeah, we're gonna have to eat a lot of that contract.
Okay, that's the thing. How you think you're getting 1 to 2 first round picks? Do you understand that if you get 1 to 2 first round picks, you're going to eat that entire contract?
I don't think we're getting 1 to 2. I think we're getting 1.
You're going to eat about $45 million of it then, at least.
Yeah, and we're fully prepared for that.
Okay, as long as you know that, because it's like if any team, because it's one of those where it's like if you want a team to take his entire contract, you'd be lucky to get a fifth, because that's a lot of money
for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's $60 million though.
Yeah,
a year, right? It's $60 million a year, right?
But hear me out. If you are a QB needy team and you feel like you're really just one quarterback away, essentially, right? Why not? Like, why not take the shot and go for Aaron Rodgers?
What QB needy team is one QB away?
Miami.
Tua was fine.
Huh?
Tua was okay.
We were just talking about how he might.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I mean, other than so you got Miami. Okay, you're not wrong. Yeah, Tua. Other than that, there's really not one, right? I don't know. They're still kind of young.
They're kind of young, but
because they don't really have much. They just don't have much experience.
I don't think they need it. If you got Rodgers and then you've got all their weapons that they have on offense, plus that defense. I mean, they were being considered as a playoff team last year for the longest time until Zach Wilson completely ruined their season. So let's not act like Rodgers can't go to the Jets or the Raiders or Miami and take them to the playoffs.
Well, I mean, he'd take him to the playoffs for sure.
Okay, but those are also all 3 one quarterback away teams.
I just don't know about eating. I just don't know about taking that whole $60 million contract.
And they wouldn't. Absolutely, they wouldn't.
But as long as, I mean, I just don't want any. I just feel like if you're the Packers, you're like, I don't want the contract at all. Okay, well, if I'm the team trading for him, I'm taking the whole contract. I'm giving you probably a third. Maybe I'll give you a second.
We've fully understood that we're gonna have to eat some of that contract. The only thing that's good for that is that the only person that we really have to pay within like the next year and a half is Aaron Jones. Of course,
he's
Jordan
a running
Love
back, so
yeah. So, and then the other person that we would have to be paying is Jordan Love. However, with contract restructures that we've done, we'll be able to pay that, because with all the contract restructures that we've done, even if we did like trade Rodgers and have to eat some of that, I believe, I'll have to check later, so don't quote me on this, but I believe that we would have enough to still be underneath the salary cap for next year.
You'd have $8 million.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be much. It wouldn't be much, but we could trade Rodgers and not bust the salary cap.
Yes.
So
very true.
Not a big deal. But anyways, we'll move on, and hopefully Rodgers makes his decision. I don't know. I'll be happy either way. I'm a Packers fan through and through. I am a Rodgers fan, but I'm also a Jordan Love fan. So whoever's slinging the old pigskin for the green and gold has my vote. So that's all for Packers Corner, man. If you liked all the content and stuff or anything that we said, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, we will see you guys later.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Panther's Corner, man. Let's jump right into it. I mean, it's Combine Week. We're here. The QB, the talk of the QBs has now skyrocketed through the roof of the Carolina Panthers. I mean, God, it's going to be a long offseason between this guy's too short, this guy's this, that guy's that. It's going to be the longest offseason, but I'm calling it now. I'm expecting if the Panthers are going to move up, I would expect it to happen sometime after pro days, which is next week. Week after.
I think Bama's is like March 10th, March 15th.
Okay, so
Yeah,
sometime
look for it to be next
within
week.
the next by April, by the beginning
End of March,
April,
early April.
End of March, early April. If the Panthers are going to trade up for their guy, they're going to go ahead and do it just so they can secure that spot. It's looking more and more like it's going to be the third pick, just because one, it's not going to cost as much, and two, you'll secure yourself at least one of the top 3 QBs.
And the Bears probably don't want to move back to 9.
If the Bears don't move. Yeah, the Bears don't want to move back to 9. But if the Bears stay at 1, you'll at least secure one of the top 2. If the Colts jump to 1, we'll at least secure one of the top 3. Either way, it's a win-win for Carolina. But we'll jump right into this, man. You guys see who I've got my sources from. So Will Kunkel from Fox and Joe Pearson. And for Panther Twitter, you guys know these are some pretty good people to follow to get your sources from. Pretty much as expected, the Panthers will not be using their franchise tag this year. There's really nobody on the team that is kind of worth a franchise tag. So I guess that means they're going to be working on an extension with Brian Burns. So that's probably already in the process right now. At least it should be.
I think someone asked Scott about it, and they said they haven't been working on numbers yet, but they knew they were going to try to.
Yeah.
Pretty
well,
soon.
you should have known when they declined 2 first-round picks for him that he was going to be a Panther for a while. Anthony Richardson has flew up draft boards, and all he's done is done interviews and talked to teams. He hasn't even threw yet. So Saturday, tomorrow, because we're filming this on a Friday night. So tomorrow, 5:00, right? Starts at 5.
I believe so, yeah.
Well, I think it starts at 1.
Oh,
Does it start
maybe
at
is
1? Can
Combine starts at 1 because Thursday, Friday it started at 3, Saturday, Sunday the drills start at 1. So they might throw at 5.
We have QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends tomorrow, so it'll start at 1, not 5. I apologize.
I'm so excited. That's the only part of the combine I actually watch, and I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, you have no idea how you think we feel, because 3 of the top 4 QB prospects are all doing everything. So that's exciting to watch.
I forgot to mention it in Packers Corner, but the Packers have talked to like 3 of the top like wide receivers, tight ends, and I think like 1 or 2 QBs. They're like later round dudes anyways, so I think it's somebody to just sit behind Jordan Love or Rodgers. But we have talked to, I know we've talked to Quentin
Johnson.
Yeah, Quentin Johnston. We've talked to JSN, and we talked to
Addison.
No, we talked to Jalen Hyatt. We talked to Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee, and then we talked to Cade Stover. We've talked to Michael Mayer, and we've talked to Georgia, who tight end out of Georgia.
How'd you talk to Cade Stover?
Not Cade Stover.
Oh, man.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh, rough day.
Oh, this all over again.
Rough day in the office.
Jeez,
it's
Louise.
A short. It's going to be a short.
It's a short.
There you go.
Short it. Shout out to shorts.
So I'm glad you actually brought that up, because Jordan Addison said that has pretty much come out and said he'd love to be a Steeler. He told Mike Tomlin to come get him. So, yep.
We didn't want him.
Yeah, okay. You wanted him, but whatever. Back to Panthers Corner, man. Let's get back to this, man. Anthony Richardson is a fan of both Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson, so he started calling himself Cam Jackson. Interesting.
In high school.
In high school, he was calling himself Cam Jackson.
Yeah, makes it a little bit better.
So yeah, high praise for himself. Very high standards, as these two are two of the greatest running dual threat QBs we've ever seen. But very high standards this kid is trying to get himself to. But he's talking himself into a top 5 pick is what it sounds like. And if he comes out tomorrow and looks very well, yeah, he's liable to be a top 3 pick.
And to add to your point, I think you brought it up, but I don't remember. But everybody's saying that. Well, everyone's saying that everyone that he had interviews with is saying like that he was the absolute
He blew them
best
away.
interview.
He blew them all away.
Yep, blew every single one of them away. So
I've also heard that I know that you're not very fond on him anymore, but CJ Stroud has also been giving amazing interviews lately.
I think they've all pretty much been doing good, to be honest with you. But I think that Anthony Richardson has been kind of been the best. Honestly.
Yeah, he's definitely been the standout from the draft. From what
but
I've
I think all of them's been really good, even Levis and all of them. So another thing, speaking of Levis, Will Levis said he enjoyed breaking down plays and talking ball with Josh McCown during his meeting here with the Panthers. That's cool. You know, he can enjoy what he wants. We've all seen the video that came out on TikTok. He posted of him eating the banana with the banana peel on. So absolutely disgusting. I think I threw up when I watched that. Absolutely hate it. I don't want him. I don't care. He can break down whatever he wants with the Panthers, but he's not going to break down and buy a house in Charlotte because I don't want him here.
Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid was the other tight end who we met with, not Cade Stover. Cade Stover, if you're watching this, I just want to let you know.
And also to come up with the Packers are meeting with Jalen Hyatt, so the Panthers, because Scott Fritt has come out and said that he wouldn't mind adding to the wide receiver room, looking for a deep threat receiver, which we haven't had since Ted Ginn. We had Chosen. Is it?
He's the chosen one.
His name is Chosen.
Right?
Chosen.
I had to make sure. I didn't remember this week. I thought he changed it again. I don't know.
There will be a meme there.
Probably. But they've met with Jalen Hyatt also. I'm for it. I'd love to get Jalen Hyatt just for a downhill threat. We ain't had one since technically Ted Ginn Jr., to be honest with you. So
yeah,
I'd like to have one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Jalen Hyatt. So it'll be interesting to see how that,
the word
how
of
that
Scott
goes.
Fitterer, this is going to be a sexy draft, and that would be a sexy pick.
That would be, yeah. I think Carolina's going to make some interesting draft picks this season, so be on the look for that. But while I'm talking about that, don't forget when's the draft? April 27th is Thursday night. We will be going live and watching the entire first round with everybody. Come in, let's talk.
Here with you.
I want to hear all the good stuff. I want to hear all the bad stuff. If you're happy who your team picked, that's great. Bears fans, Saints fans, when you come in, we're probably going to talk crap to you, and we really don't care. So it is what it is. But we love all of you, man. We're glad to y'all. We'd love for everybody to come and join, hang out with us, have a good old time.
Sure. I know this is Panther's Corner, but I just got to do my weekly reminder. That guy's good at football.
Why do you do all this during Panther's Corner?
He forgets to do it during Packers Corner.
I do. I forget to do it during Packers Corner.
So it come out the other day that the Panthers had contacted Aaron Rodgers. I knew that was a lie as soon as I heard about it, because first off, that would be tampering, and the Dolphins don't have a first round pick because of tampering, so why would we do it? So despite media reports, the Panthers have not contacted Aaron Rodgers. Also, the Panthers have not contacted the Packers about Aaron Rodgers because it's illegal. Like, we can't, I won't say illegal, but it's against the rules and against the policies of the NFL. That would be tampering, and we cannot do that, or you lose your first round pick. So no, the Carolina Panthers have not and will not. Well, they have not reached out to the Packers. If something happens, I'm sure, like Frank Reich has said and Scott Fritt has said, all options are on the table. And yes, that means Aaron Rodgers. Yes, that means Derek Carr. Yes, that probably means Jimmy Garoppolo. And yes, that means trading up for a quarterback. Just Panther fans need to learn, just because something comes out doesn't mean you have to freak out about it. Well, I'm going to talk about Derek Carr here in a minute, but, you know,
In
I'm
on
just
every
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Scott Fitz says we're going to be in on every deal, he means it. And it's good, because you don't want him to say we're going to be in on every deal and then never be in on a deal, because then he just lied to you. But now it's one of those words. He doesn't mean like, oh, we're going to throw a bid in. No, it means, hey, what you want for him? We want this. Cool. Click. If we really want him, we'll call you back. If we don't, we don't. But we're in on every deal. It's just how it is. And I like that in a GM. I like a GM that wants to be in on everything, hear what they want for this guy and whatever. So why not? I mean, you know.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Another thing, just because obviously it's kind of my side of the fence as well, so it goes both ways. I just kind of want to make a note here. I didn't see anything about Rodgers being, or even the Packers talking to the Panthers in reference to Rodgers until I think you guys posted it in our group chat. Like, it was not reported at all, not on Packers Twitter, by our like beat reporters, not by like any of the pages. And obviously I have a fan page. And I didn't even see it from my sources. So I'm like, where's this coming from? Because it's not from Schefter. It's not from.
I think somebody on
Rappaport.
Twitter. I think somebody on Twitter dropped something, and I don't know if they were if they really had sources, or if they're just kind of making something up to get it going.
They're probably trying to be in the Rodgers storm.
I remember it was someone on like TV said it. That was a real reporter.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, everybody's freaking out about it. And then Will Kunkel and
everybody was like, hold on a second. Hold on, let me go talk to who we got. And everybody was like, no, we can't. They can't do that even if they wanted to.
Well, it's just like the thing with what Schefter just did on that podcast, saying that Lamar was going to the Commanders.
Yeah, you can't do that, dude. That you lose a lot of credibility doing stuff like that.
I feel like Schefter knows that he's like lost a lot of credibility. He just doesn't care.
I mean, yeah, we knew he was trolling.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see what else we got, man. Here we go. So Frank Reich and Scott Fitt took center stage at the combine. Not today. This was the other day when they first started. So these are older tweets. They said the biggest takeaways is the culture is changing in the building with Reich for the good, which is always good. You always, when a team new coach comes in, you always want to build your own culture, have the team around the coach in a good way, and you want to fight for the coach. Just pretty much build the culture the correct way, the way you want the culture to be in the locker room. The QB evaluations are just now starting. Yeah, the combine just started, so yeah. They want to draft a QB, but only if it's the right fit and price. So that's why I'm saying I feel like tomorrow is going to be huge for the Panthers. Plus, that's why I don't think Carolina would trade up to 1, because trading back all the way to 9, which doesn't sound like much, but when the Bears are in prime position to get Jalen Carter or Will Anderson, they're not going to want to get out of the top 4.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking they're going to drop back to 4, and then Carolina, probably best bet, would go to 3 to Arizona, because Arizona could fall back and still take Tyree Wilson.
Do we think that Jalen Carter still goes top 4 in the draft, considering his situation that he's in right now?
Depends on what he gets charged. Well, if he gets charged with anything.
Yeah, because he flew back to Georgia, dealt with all that, got locked up, paid bond, $6,000 bond, got out, and then flew right back to Indianapolis. He was at the combine yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where the Jalen Carter thing goes. And Frank Reich says it is safe to say the Panthers have met with the following quarterbacks: Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, AR-15, Hendon Hooker, and I can also add in Max Duggan from TCU. So they have now met with 6 QBs. They're going to meet with all of them. That's just what they're going to do.
A lot of good options there, though.
Yeah, and it sucks because I really wish Hendon Hooker was like 22, because I would be all down for 4 of these guys. Now I'm down for 3 of them, but I'd be down for 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Hendon Hooker being 24, going to be 25, being drafted just really hurts his stock. Some people think that Hendon Hooker's the best QB in this draft class. Fine, opinions. Everybody has them. Do your thing, but I don't think he is. But
definitely not the best.
Nope, not the best. And then we'll jump to this right here. Mr. Jerry Richardson, the founder and the original owner of the Carolina Panthers before it was sold back in 2017. Right? 2018?
2019?
Yeah, okay. So between 2017 and 2019, Jerry Richardson sold the Carolina Panthers to David Tepper, but Jerry Richardson passed away the other night, surrounded by his loved ones and his family. So we send our condolences here at Pack the Bank to the Richardson family, and we pray for nothing but peace and comfort for the Richardson family. And so even though all this stuff happened with Jerry Richardson and all that, but we still gonna appreciate his life and be thankful that he brought football to the Carolinas, because without Mr. Jerry Richardson, there would be no Panthers, and we would be cheering for someone stupid like, who knows,
the Broncos. Okay, all right. That's not where I thought that was going.
Oh God, I just want Broncos fans to come and be like, Super Bowl 50, yeah. So, I've got 2 videos here to talk some more about some stuff that happened on ESPN with Dan Orlovsky, and then this other guy, I don't even know his name, but these are just 2 interesting videos. So
Matt Miller, something like that.
Yeah, Lord, you definitely get the sense that they are all in on Anthony Richardson. I know it's going to make Dan very happy. The athleticism is there, the arm strength is there, and you hear this offensive staff led by Frank Reich, they believe that they can develop a quarterback with guys like Jim Caldwell is there. Thomas Brown, they bring in from the LA Rams. So you're going to do a lot of vertical things down the field. I think this is a good situation for Richardson. A top 10 pick, which we're all expecting. They can bring back Sam Darnold, who can really hold the door for a year and then let someone like Richardson develop, where I think you get him on the field immediately, see some packages for him, a lot like we saw at Florida in 2021, but then you get him more ready to be that starter in 2024. And I do think this is an ideal situation for him as a guy who it's really feeling like he's a lock to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say one thing. AR has a very pretty deep ball.
He does.
Yeah.
From what I just saw,
his deep ball looks very, very swift, very, very easy. Honestly,
yeah.
Looks like it's
it's beautiful.
He's got a very snappy release and a very tight spiral. I like that a lot, actually. I didn't realize that watching his stuff a couple weeks ago when we did the QB rankings. But yeah, that was really pretty. His outside ball could be a little bit better outside the numbers, but yeah, his straight line, just go route balls. Yeah,
like I said, man, AR's biggest thing is his completion percentage and all that stuff. I get that. But if you really think about it, he has all the tools to be one of the best QBs in the NFL, and that's saying a lot, but he does, and I'm not going to sit here and say he'll be a top 3 better than Burrow, Mahomes. Absolutely not. I'll never say that. I'll never say. Okay. Okay.
You never know.
But
I know.
I don't want to. I never give anybody that type of credit, because you can't. It's rare anybody's ever going to be like, that guy's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes, because until Patrick Mahomes, no one ever said that guy's going to be better than Tom Brady. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. So,
no.
But even you could say no one's going to be better than Aaron Rodgers or your Peyton Manning, because nobody really ever has been. So
that's facts.
I mean, it's the same thing. So it's hard. And here's this other video of Mr. Dan Orlovsky, who, remember, interviewed a couple weeks ago for a Panthers position, so kind of has a little bit of inside knowledge. I should have got that video from him on the the Pat McAfee show, because he had some really good, interesting stuff he was talking about on there with him the other day. But Here's Mr. Orlowski.
Quarterback, and they need to take one early. Okay, where's the flaw of this roster?
Yes,
it's a pretty good football team. This is a team that is a top 10, potentially top 5 defense with all of their talent. An offensive line that is going to get much better over the next year or two. 2 decent backs, a really good wide receiver with good quarterback play. And like, I would go back to the Atlanta conversation. What team is going to jump in that division? Don't worry about New Orleans right now if you're Tampa Bay. Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're one of the teams that are QB away, and you know, if it wasn't for the if it was in the biggest win now mode right now, and if it wasn't for his contract and all that, I wouldn't be totally against the Aaron Rodgers conversation. But because of going back to back with the QB carousel and all that, I think it's just time to move on from the QB carousel. You bring back Sam, which they've had discussions already about. They're talking to Sam and his agent about possibly bringing him back. I don't expect a huge contract, maybe a 2-year deal, if that. If they do,
he probably knows he'll be a backup.
Yeah, hell no.
Yeah. If unless we draft AR, and even then, it's one of those where it's like AR will probably sit for 4 to 5, 6 games, and then they'll probably throw him out there. But even if they don't. He sits a year. Sam didn't look awful last year. What are we going to do? Suck and then have a top 10 pick again next year, get another great weapon in front of AR, and then throw him out there and let him roll? Okay. Darn, that sucks. But AR sat a year. You was able to coach him up the way you wanted him, fix all the mechanics that you wanted to fix, and now his completion percentage is a 45, but now it's a 65. Because the 65% completion percentage is really good. It's decent, I guess, but still. But you know what I'm saying.
Unless you're Jared Goff, then it's just trash.
Yeah.
It's time to get our guy. Pretty much that's it.
Yeah. At the
Don't
end
go
of
out
the
and try
day,
and get somebody else's leftovers.
I hate you, Jared Goff.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I mean,
man, it's one of those where it's like, you just have to. Yeah, you've got to get your guy. You should have got your guy a couple years ago when Justin Fields was sitting on the board. Because I'm sorry, no matter what Cody says, and it's only because he's a Chicago Bear, Justin Fields is not going to be an awful QB if they can
I like
build
Justin
around
Fields
this
as a
man.
quarterback, actually. I just don't like the Chicago Bears.
Oh, okay, I kind of figured you would just not like him because he's a Bear.
No, I actually really like Justin Fields as a
Yeah.
quarterback. I think he's actually pretty good. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Packers right now because it's you guys' corner. But
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you should have got your guy years ago, but they didn't, and now here we are. So you've got the
Derek
staff.
Carr's a terrible idea. Derek
Absolutely.
Carr, trash
Oh, that's
idea.
that's
Jimmy
another
G,
thing.
terrible idea.
That's another thing.
Jimmy G is not a terrible idea.
Jimmy G is a terrible idea. Yes, it is.
Colin, no.
It's a terrible
he's
idea.
not.
Yes, it is. Okay, there's no reason that you should be paying a quarterback probably around the $20 million range. It makes no sense. You're only going to have $20 million cap left, minus 10 because you're going to have the NFL draft plus for reserves. You have $10 million to spend on free agency instead of $30 million, where you would have, let's say you go get Jacoby or you bring back Sam Darnold. They're going to be like 10 mil, maybe 8. Okay, you can go out and sign all these defensive free agents. It makes literally 0 sense to go get Jimmy G, who, by the way, is injury prone. So that makes it even worse. It literally makes no sense to do that. Now, if you want to say Sam Darnold or Jacoby Brissett, makes sense because they're going to be cheap, and who cares if they get hurt or anything because you have a guy right behind them. If you pay Jimmy G $20 million, which is probably what it's going to cost, maybe even more, and he gets hurt, you're screwed. So, yeah, it makes no sense to get Jimmy G. No sense at all. Yeah, I am actually.
Okay, let me tell you why it makes sense.
Mm.
And I want you to look at it this way. All
Okay,
right?
I will. Yep. Here we go.
Jimmy G, okay?
Yep.
He was with the 49ers. He got them as far as he could and took them all the way to the Super Bowl.
And then they lost.
Got them, just let me finish.
And they lost.
Got them to the playoffs consistently.
Mm-hmm.
He still got replaced by Trey Lance, who we all on this show think is going to be a bust because of an injury. But listen, if he knows that
Mhm.
he has a chance, even if it's just for a year, to be a starting quarterback, he will take less money while AR develops behind him. If they say, Jimmy, you're going to be a bridge quarterback, we need you to win a couple games. And if you can, cool. If not, you already know what you're here for. You're here to be a bridge. He's going to be better than Sam was. He's going to be better than Baker was. And he's sure going to be better than PJ was.
But you also have a big issue with that.
Jimmy G could be really good for Carolina.
How do
Yeah,
you know
but
he's
the
going to
thing
be
is-
better than them guys? Because
But
are
how
we
do you
not
also
going to
know
sit
that
here?
no one's
Are
gonna
we
offer
not
him the
going to
backup
sit
job?
here?
Starting
Are
job.
we not going to sit here and act like we haven't been talking about how he looked good, Purdy looked good, Trey Lance could look good? Is it because they're good, or is it because the Shanahan offense is good and they've got every weapon they need?
I see what you're saying because, well, and I'll also say this. When Baker went to the Rams, he looked like a totally different Baker.
For one game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say for one game. He did pretty well the rest of the season. I mean, he did have like the inconsistency and stuff, but I mean, I do think that he looked pretty decent. He looked a lot better than he did in Carolina.
Not hard to do.
It's not hard to do when Matt Rule's your head coach, but yeah.
That's facts. That's facts.
I think
Yeah.
But
Jacoby,
and that's
if you're
the
gonna,
thing. How do you
if
know
you're
he's
gonna
not
get
going to
a-
get a starting job somewhere?
I would say Jacoby Brissett would probably be the better option.
That's who I think, because Frank Reich already has the
I think
ties.
it's Jacoby.
That's another reason why cut Carson Wentz out of it too. I don't think Carson Wentz is coming to Carolina.
Carson.
I don't
needs
even
to
want
just-
Carson
He's not.
Wentz.
Carson needs to go to the XFL.
Yeah,
That's where he
take
needs to go.
take Dormaday's
think
job.
that's
He
a
just
little
lost
far.
his job.
Take Andrew Luck's XFL job, bro.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right.
Nah, but I think Brissett's the main guy that I would focus on if you're going to bring back a bridge. But the way it sounds, it's going to be Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
If you're going to go get Sam, don't go get Jacoby also.
Yeah,
Because you've also got Matt Corral, and you've also got PJ Walker. So
it's gonna,
Hey, look, it's going to get real tight in that quarterback room.
it always
Yeah.
is.
I mean, we know he's gonna get cut.
Yep. It's going to be the same as last year.
You guys think
More
he'll
than
keep
likely.
PJ?
Depends
That's
if somebody gets
probably-
hurt, then no.
Yeah.
If nobody gets hurt, then 100%. Because he doesn't have any ties to. Well, technically, he has ties to Frank Reich.
Yeah, but Frank Reich cut
Reich
him
also
5
cut him
times.
like 10 times. So
5 times,
Doesn't
yeah.
really
He's
count.
cut him 5 or 6 times. So why not cut him again?
Okay, so he's out.
Yeah, pretty much. He was out last year. He was out last year for Matt Corral got injured.
yeah, he was gone. He was going to be gone, but then Matt Corral getting hurt saved him.
Yeah, which sucks, but whatever.
Yeah, well,
I really want to see
I think-
Corral play.
I think
Yeah, it's
PJ,
not
we
gonna
all
happen.
do. We all wanted to, but now we're here. So good job, Matt Rule. You
try
did
to
this
tell a
to
bunch
us.
of people. Try to tell a lot of people that.
Yeah.
Before it happened.
The
But,
issue
no.
was, and at the end of the day, if any Panther fan wants to get in the comments and argue, we'll argue. The reason that Matt Corral will not be the QB1 of the Carolina Panthers ever and will probably never get a meaningful snap is because of Baker Mayfield.
Tried to tell you.
I
Try
see
to tell
that.
you, boys. Try to tell you.
Because
can I
if
say?
you're going to go draft a guy in the 3rd, fine. Why would you pick up Baker? What I mean,
And
what
you're
did you
paying
achieve from
Sam
that?
18 mil.
And you picked up a 5th-year option on a QB who was already injured and missed 6 games already, and then was a QB2.
And then in
still
training
sat
camp, you gave PJ Walker the 3rd string reps instead of your 3rd round rookie.
instead of the 3rd-round rookie. And then you were going to end up cutting the guy that you gave the 3rd-round snaps to. But what you did was you put the rookie in that didn't know what he was really doing, and he got injured. Freak injury because he got stepped on by an offensive lineman, but still.
Yeah.
You put him. I mean, that's it's all on Matt Rule and it's all on Baker Mayfield. I don't blame Baker as much, but I'm just saying bringing Baker in, so it's Matt Rule's fault.
Baker,
but
bringing in Baker was.
Yeah. Oh,
bringing
yeah.
in
Yeah,
Baker was awful.
that
I was on that from the
incompetency
jump too.
that Matt Rule displayed was terrible. I didn't like it.
He's
But-
bad.
The
All
Matt
right,
Rule
you guys
effect
wanna-
was awful, but
Yeah. All right, you
Yeah,
guys want to
we'll
move on
jump in-
to these rankings?
yeah, we'll do these offensive interior rankings really fast.
All righty. We
Um,
might actually have a short show today, boys.
I know, right? We might actually get through this one in less than an hour and a half. Good job, guys.
Wow. Maybe we'll get more
um,
views that way. I don't know.
I'd hope. But anyway. these are my top 5 interior offensive linemen. I kind of just threw this together. I don't know.
Go
Not
Badgers.
gonna lie. I don't know as much about the interior offensive line this year. As a Panther fan, I've not had to look at the offensive line as in a major part of my life this year for the draft, which is the first time in ever. So I'm kind of laid back, enjoying myself when it comes to the offensive
We don't
line
either
for once.
in Green
Better
Bay.
than-
We've got a pretty solid line, so I don't.
Yeah, but like you guys have had one for a while. We haven't. So for the first time ever, we're
Yeah.
like, whew, thank God. But we'll
Imagine
start at
this-
number 5, man. Oh,
It's a great
sorry, go
line.
ahead.
We both take a lineman off the board, and we're like, why?
Yeah, it's like really, come on. We'll start at number 5, man. Andrew Voorhees. I don't have comps for these guys. I don't really. I'll be honest with
You
you.
don't care.
I don't know.
You don't care.
I really didn't care, to be honest with you, for these guys.
If this is the part of the video that you skipped to, I apologize.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're sorry.
yeah,
We're sorry.
yeah.
You're not getting a whole lot of meat. Go back to Panthers Corner. Like you're not gonna get a whole lot here.
5 of the views of these guys of this video will be these 5 guys, and they're like, "Oh, you just don't care about us," and I'll be like, "Yes, sorry, it is what it is, buddy."
5 dislikes for
I hope,
05.
yeah,
All
I
five.
hope whoever these guys go to, they play very well, except for when they play the Panthers. So yes. Anyway, number 5. I'm not a Packers fan. Whatever, and the Packers. Ooh. Shut up.
Oh, wow.
We should when we go to the Panthers game this year, because shout out, by the way, if you guys want to do a meetup with the Pack the Bank crew, we will actually be in Charlotte for the Packers Panthers game. That is
2 of the 3 of us.
later
Yes.
this season.
2 of the 3.
Yes, 2 of the 3 of us. Myself and Aaron will be there. We should jersey swap. You should wear my love jersey, and I'll like wear one of your little girly jerseys that you guys.
I would
have.
love
Like I
it.
said,
I would
little.
love it if we didn't.
That's fair.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Hilarious.
I don't want to go home.
Okay,
Andrew
hurry up.
Voorhees,
I don't want to go home
Andrew
smelling like a
Voorhees.
loser. So.
Alright, okay.
All
All
right.
right.
I'm gonna hate you for a week. I promise you that.
Okay, here we go.
Andrew Voorhees, man. Let's get into him real quick. His pros for me, man, was his power at a point of attack is very good, which is always great. His pass protection is really good, and he has phenomenal blocking radius. So I mean, he's just an overall he's a great interior offensive lineman. I think he's a center. So
He's a guard.
he's a guard. I lied. Just kidding.
Left guard
I was
can also
making
play
sure.
left
I was
tackle.
making sure you guys are paying attention. So yeah,
Has the
that's-
versatility.
Yes, he has very much versatility. He's very versatile. His foot speed's a little. He doesn't have very great lateral agility, and his pad level needs to get better. He's bad about being a little too high, and if you've played football, growing up and all that, one of the main things they always tell you is lowest man wins, and that is the very true thing. Because if he somehow needs to double team an edge or something, and they get lower than him, they're just gonna blow right by him. So, Wisconsin's Joe Tippmann. He has a lot of experience. He has an insane amount of experience. I think he's been a starter ever since he's been at Wisconsin. I'm probably wrong about that, but that's okay.
No, yes.
Okay, yeah. The upside of his flexibility is insane, and he has his height, his weight, and his athleticism are all off the charts.
I believe he also has a sweet mullet.
I think he
He
does
does.
too. And there's
does
nothing
indeed.
wrong. There's nothing better than a little business in the front, party in the back, baby.
That's right.
Fact.
But his leverage isn't the greatest, and his mechanics are kind of late. So he might he's kind of bad about getting beat off the line just because his mechanics are a little slow, a little later than they should be. Luke Weipler, I may be saying that wrong, but that's okay. From Ohio State, the Ohio State University, I should say.
All right, let's relax.
He has excellent range. His control technique is amazing, and he's one of the best interior pass blockers in the class this year. To be honest, the entire offensive interior line is kind of deep this year, which is nice. Mainly though, the depth of the entire NFL draft is kind of on the defensive side, with your linemen, your edges, and then your corners are insanely deep. But we'll get to that starting next week because defensive rankings start next week. His strength isn't all that great. He's not the strongest guy. He can be outreached, which isn't great. So I don't know the exact measurements, but I think he's a little on the smaller size when it comes to his arm length. And then his versatility is lacking, so he's not very versatile. But something you can fix, which is always good when you can draft a guy and fix the things that you could. John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota.
Ew.
He has a very sturdy build, big dude, very big dude. He's fluid and he has an athletic flow, so he's just an athletic guard. I mean, it's just an interior offensive lineman. He's just very, very athletic, and his hand placement is phenomenal. As I've said before, a kid that used to play in the interior offensive line, I love nothing more than watching these big behemoths go at it.
Pause.
Yep, pause. But his hand placement's awesome. His big issue is he's 24, so he's gonna be coming out of the league 24. But his pad level's not that great, and he's bad about being a little too high, which we talked about down low with one of the other guys. And he's not a very dynamic player. He's not overly dynamic, but I still have John Michael as my second interior offensive lineman. And the reason he's second is because I've never seen somebody just as good as Osiris Torrance. This dude from Florida is a dog, literally. His dominance in the run game is scary. That dude is just all around. He's just scary. At the point of attack, he's the most physical guy in the draft. And his he's an anchor for the pass protection. As he's pass protect, good luck. That's all I'm saying. Good luck trying to get past this guy to get to his quarterback. My biggest cons with him though is he doesn't have his lateral agility isn't that great. He has limited range in his pass protection. That's the only little knock of his pass protection I'd give to him is his limited range. And I feel like he has to be in a specific scheme, which is kind of another thing. Which I feel like you can adapt to any scheme if coached right. You have to be with the right coaching staff. You got to be with the right offensive line coach. So these are my 5 interior offensive linemen. Comment below what you guys think about these guys and what I'm right about, what I'm wrong about, and all the other fun stuff. So,
and I have a very biased honorable mention. A guy named Chandler Zavala from NC State. He's an absolute dog. He's the best offensive lineman State had last year. I believe he was a first-team All-ACC. Could be wrong on that, but he's been really good for us the last 2 years. He's better. He's a lot better in pass protection than he is run blocking. So kind of just depends on what scheme you kind of run. Do you pass more? Do you run more? I'd probably go maybe it could be a backup on the Chiefs for a couple of years and then maybe take over after one of their dudes are leaving because they want to work with him. But he could also play left tackle for you if you absolutely needed him to. So versatility is there. But he's a late round guy.
You guys mind if I do some breaking news real quick? We have our first piece of breaking news on Pack the Bank. According to Aaron Nagler, who is a beat writer for the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers is in New York City looking to either go to Indianapolis to talk with Brian Gutekunst at the Combine, or he is about to go to Green Bay and inform the Packers on what his decision is going to be.
Ooh, big pocket.
Nice. Might be.
This is gonna be where we find out tomorrow.
That's what I was about to say. We're gonna hear something by Wednesday, 100%.
Yep. Because he is in, apparently,
and
according
what I
to
would
Nagler's
love-
tweet, and I just retweeted it, according to Nagler's tweet, he is in New York right now.
Nice.
So
What
he
I
will
would
probably-
I would love nothing more than for him to go tell them on Tuesday, and then he come on PMS and announce it himself.
Yeah.
That-
Because he said that he won't say anything. He won't say anything until he's talked to the Packers first. So
Oh yeah, of course not. No,
Yeah,
you
that's
want
fair.
to. And since CK, you were a little biased earlier, I would like to send a little combine biased out myself. Linebacker from Auburn, Owen Papoa. Dog.
He's a dog.
My man ran a 4.3940 as a linebacker.
yeah, that's crazy.
Dog.
Dog.
He ran, I think he's actually tied for the fastest 40 in a
This
linebacker
year.
with Nolan Smith.
Nah, he's,
Didn't
Nolan
Nolan
Smith
Smith
he
run
ran
Nolan-
faster than Nolan.
4.27?
Did he,
He
run
ran
Nolan?
faster than Nolan.
Oh, okay.
He was
faster.
tied with. Wait, who was he? Who was he tied with?
Nolan Smith.
Who ran like a
not Nolan Smith.
4.27 this year? Somebody ran like
That
a
yeah,
was,
Nolan-
that was
yeah,
that
yeah.
was today. That was DJ
Yeah, it was
Turner.
today.
That dude
Yeah.
was a
That's-
monster.
That's insane.
Skyrocketed his draft stock.
He's a corner, yeah.
Mhm.
Or a safe? He's a corner or a safety. One of the two.
Corner from Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah.
It was
That-
Nolan Smith that he tied with.
Okay.
The
Dude,
4.39.
that's a 4.27 is insane as a cornerback.
And then I'm pretty sure.
Oh, just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm very
pretty
excited
sure,
to see JSN.
There's two Cincinnati guys that they think are gonna beat that.
I can't remember who it was. I seen it. Trying to see if
Receivers?
it's on these Auburn pages.
Yeah, Cincinnati receivers that they think are gonna. They think keyword there. Think they're gonna run 4.2s. And
I
they're
could
both from
see
Cincinnati.
I could see either Quentin Johnson or Jordan Jackson Smith and Jigba. Sorry, beating that
Beat what?
the 4.27.
4.2?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think they're 4.3.
Maybe not JSN, but Quentin Johnson. I could definitely.
I think he's gonna hit that 4.3. Something 4.35, something like that. We
I
looking
think
for
Jordan
Aaron?
Addison runs like a 4.
I'm looking for. I don't remember if it was Derek Hall or if it was Owen Papoa, but one of them, I think it was Owen, and don't quote me on this, is put up 29 reps on the bench press the other day.
I think it was. Owen.
It was Owen.
So he's
Owen
number,
was-
he's number one in linebackers for strength wise when it comes to that now.
He was number
Owen-
one in everything except for like one category, and I think it was vertical, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was vertical.
was vertical.
I think Nolan tested great too, though, dude. God,
Yeah, but
Nolan
that's it. He was
tested
in a different-
great.
he was
Let
in
me
a
go to the
different thing.
combine. I could hit 225 for like 8, I think.
Is 8? They'll be like, you'll be an 8th round draft pick, son. Yes.
Eighth round.
Wait a minute.
Christian McCaffrey only got 6 of those, and
Let's
he,
be
and he
honest.
got, like,
Let's
first
be
round.
honest. Let's be honest. I mean, come on.
You're
now.
right. Let's be honest. I'm faster than Christian McCaffrey.
But-
all right?
Let's be honest. I'm faster.
100%. I
Let me
I
see.
can confirm that.
Yeah. So Owen was 5th in vertical, but he was
okay.
first in broad. He was 4th.
All I'm
But
saying
most
is,
things he was first.
all I'm
Yeah.
saying is, if the Panthers draft my man and cut Shaq Thompson, you're not going to hear me complaining.
Ooh, Isaiah Moore from NC State came in 3rd for the bench.
That man's
Big
a
dog.
dog. The edges tested great too yesterday, dude. All of them. They all tested. Will Anderson, dog.
Yeah, this is
Monster.
starting to look like a monster draft class.
But you
Dude,
know, we
I-
still have the fastest defensive end that has ever come through the combine. So
And he's not even on our team. Oh, defensive end. Sorry, I thought you meant D back.
nope,
Is
defensive
that
end.
Chubb?
Kalen, we drafted Kalen Barnes, who has the fastest 40 time ever, and then we released him. So it's cool.
It's Barna is the one with the fastest
Yeah.
defensive end for Cody.
Yeah,
Okay.
Barna.
Well, anyways,
He
you
ran a
guys ready to get on
4.3
these
defensive.
mocks?
Yeah, next
Yep.
week we'll go over the whole combine. But yeah, let's pull up the mock stuff.
Oh, dude, none of the punters bench press this year. Boo. Stink.
L.
Fat L.
Dude,
God,
that's another
Ozzie
thing.
Smith
Did
put
you
up
guys
34.
did you guys realize that on the I think either ESPN or CBS's like schedule for the draft, I think the same day that that the corners or like defensive ends were going, that the punters and kickers were going the same
That was
day, and they
today.
just completely left them
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
That was
they
today.
completely like left them out of the scheduling.
No, man, no, they didn't. No, I seen a corner run, the 40 today, and then right after him was a place kicker. So
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of them just didn't do it.
put some
They did have
respect on that guy's name. He ran like a 4.26 or a 5.26 or something like that, dude.
And Christopher Dunn made every single kick that they have made. He was the only one who did it. Only one.
7th round pick on the way, baby.
My goat.
yes, sir.
Lou Groza award winner. Lou Groza, by the way, award winner.
He's skyrocketing in the draft, baby.
Skyrocketing. He's gonna be the next guy picked from NC State.
First overall pick.
First overall pick. Pick him.
So we're gonna do Panthers and Packers, one
Never missed
7-round
extra point.
mock. I'm gonna slow this down because I'm gonna pause it when we start, and we're gonna do trades.
I think
Okay.
you may need to do like 1 and 1.
Yeah, so we're gonna do one trade in the first.
No,
We're
I mean
gonna
like
do.
I think you should do like a Panthers one
Oh,
and then do a
Okay.
Packers one.
okay. Well, let's start
That's
with the
what I'm
Packers one then.
Yeah, start with the Packers.
So I'm gonna start slow because we're gonna see what Cody thinks about what trading he wants to do.
Mhm.
So when it starts, 7-round slow, yeah. Enter.
So you can do a trade now if you want to, Cody, before it even starts it.
Yeah, so I think Rodgers gets traded, but I don't necessarily know if he still gets traded here. But let's have him go to the Raiders in exchange for an exchange for the Raiders 7th round, or the Raiders number 7 pick, and that is it.
Here we go.
Okay.
That was like instant accept. Wow.
Oh, that is insanely slow. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
Sorry.
It's gonna. Yeah.
Okay. So here's who went, and here's who's on the board.
Okay, so I've actually talked about this a little bit, that I know that we need safety help a lot because there's uncertainty with Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage, especially with how they played last season. And actually, it's really kind of funny that I'm seeing the two names that we've talked to at the draft or at the combine thus far being Brian Branch and Jordan Battle. Both are amazing safeties. But I've actually seen us having Brian Branch mocked to us a lot. So I think here we actually go ahead and shore up our safety room and get Brian Branch at number 7.
Miles Murphy. We took Miles Murphy, and they took him. Okay, never mind. Sorry. That's just stupid. Talk about another guy that did a
Dog.
great combine. This is
Yeah,
right
he
here,
had
the
a
John Concy.
crazy combine.
Dog.
4.6.
Yeah, that dude was crazy. But also another guy that I have seen us mocked a lot, and he's right there. You don't have to click anything.
Oh, okay.
But my boy Jordan Addison, you are a Green Bay Packer. You're coming home to Lambeau.
He wants to be a Steeler, but yes.
That's too bad, isn't it?
All right, now speed it up. Speed that sucker up.
Guys,
Packers got too many picks for this.
Right.
Yeah, we have a ton of picks this
We
year.
got a lot
actually.
of picks.
All right, number 43. I think that we actually go defensive end, because we're just trying to get some help for Rashawn Gary, and I think here we actually go ahead and take Andre Carter.
Good pick. I like that. 6'7", massive.
From the Army.
Yep.
We like the Army around here, I
Yep.
guess.
Yes, we do.
So from here, I actually think that we probably need to go ahead and shore up on the tight end, and I think that Sam Laporta would probably be the best option. I don't see any of the other guys, and I do know
I was looking for Cade Stover. Sorry.
you're a clown, dude. But I think Laporta would be really good for us.
I was looking for your boy. I'm sorry.
I know. I don't know where it's at. Okay, so here we're in the fourth round. Usually, this is where, for some reason, the Packers actually always hit pretty well on. I think we go another wide receiver just because we like to have a young core, and we actually get A.T. Perry. Out of Wake
Oh wow. Oh, I
Great
love that.
pick. Great
Oh,
pick.
that guy's a dog.
A.T. Berry's a monster.
Hey, just imagine with Christian Watson, A.T. Perry up there. That's all I'm saying.
Not wrong.
That's all I'm saying.
The Panthers drafted Tank Bigsby. Dub.
Nice.
My drip.
Smart pick.
That actually is a really good pick. So we also need an edge, and I was really looking at edges here actually a couple days ago, and I think that Mr. Colby Wooden would be very good for us. I like his speed and athleticism off the line, and I think that the way that he sheds the block and everything and actually gets to the quarterback is pretty fast. So I think that he would look really good.
Auburn made. Yes, sir. Not wrong.
All right. So now we are in round 5.
Dog.
And
T. Mitchell's a dog.
yeah, he is. I think we need help at linebacker, though, also, even if it is somebody. So I actually think that we go Cam Jones here from Indiana.
Nice.
Seems like a surefire, pretty good draft. What I'm seeing.
Man, you guys have 5 7th-round picks.
We sure do.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. All I'm saying is baller of a player at number 4.
No way. Yeah, so I don't know how this happened. We are going to go ahead and take Zach Kuntz at number 218. I don't know how he fell this far, but yeah, we can shore up that tight end room even more.
We have to find out how they really say his last name because that could be mistaken for something very bad.
It's definitely Zach Kuntz.
Okay. I thought it was Kuntz.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know.
This guy's not in the draft, by the way, so don't take him.
Yes,
He's not in the draft.
He definitely is in the draft.
I thought he wasn't. I took him one time. You said Drake
Peyton
Thomas was
Wilson.
Peyton Wilson. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Drake
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure everybody here is actually in the draft. But
yeah, they fixed it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so I think here we're actually going to maybe start shoring up the line a little bit. I know maybe center. We could take a center. So I think here probably the best pick is going to be Spencer Anderson out of Maryland. He's a pretty physical pass blocker. Has a pretty good set. So we'll take him as a round 7 guy.
Did you pick him?
Yeah, I took him.
Oh, okay, I did not see.
Did you?
It went very quickly.
Wow, it went fast.
I was like, golly.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, so let's go corner. Actually, I don't know why, but I feel like we need a corner maybe. Yeah, let's go. I don't know. Let's go Alex Austin out of Oregon State. I don't know a whole lot about him, but this is my first 5 picks were actual players that I knew something about. Now we have so many picks. I'm like, sure, dude.
That dude's just throwing his fishing pole in the water, just hoping something bites.
Yeah. Let's see here. I do know for a fact though that we don't really have a dedicated fullback.
Dude's a dog.
Yeah, we'll go that.
All right.
And then Tavion Thomas, halfback out of Utah.
Special teams. Okay.
Special teams.
Okay, don't draft a place kicker. I don't care.
Well, we don't need one. We got one last year.
God, look how many 8. Golly.
That's a nice draft, buddy.
Yeah.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss. No.
So, Packers fans.
I don't like that. That's stupid. I don't understand these.
I don't agree with that at all. But Packers fans, nice. This is my mock draft for this week. Let us know what you think. Let me know what you think. What you would have done better. This is all the guys that I would love to see in the green and gold this upcoming season.
It's pretty.
That's it. If that's what our draft looks like.
Nice.
If that's what our draft looks like, I'm happy.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would actually really like A.T. Perry though.
A.T.
Like
Perry
as a later round as like a later round guy, like if we like somehow snuck him like late second, early like third round, that would be so nice.
He's so good.
I'm
right.
imagining like even if we don't get
Oh.
like Jason or something like that, if we got like Jalen Hyatt and then still got A.T. Perry, you imagine it's Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, A.T. Perry, and Jalen Hyatt. My God, that's a receiving core.
I'm looking at players, bruh.
I was just looking to see who's all on here. Some of these people I don't even know. Like who the crap is Micah Simon?
Oh yeah, I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You've never heard of Micah Simon?
No, definitely not.
Do
3 and 105 for 9, our first round pick next year, and a third. Third round of this year, 93.
Oops.
Big Pog.
Let's find out. Yes.
Big Pog.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go, boys.
Here we go. Oh, CJ Stroud gone.
All right.
Dun, dun,
So here's the issue: is if it was me and Colin, me and CK sitting on the board right here, we're taking Bryce Young.
100%.
But
no doubt about it.
If we're going to go by what the normal mold of a Frank Reich quarterback is,
historically speaking,
you are going to take Anthony Richardson probably.
Yeah, I'd agree with
so
that.
I'm going to take, sadly, Anthony. I'm not going to say sadly, but I'm going to take Anthony Richardson.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, come on. But I'm going to go ahead and just put this out there.
Honestly,
if
Bryce
Young,
Bryce.
I wouldn't be either. But if Bryce, because from what I heard, Bryce Young was very nice when the Panthers met with him. Anyway, you put Bryce Young about the same size as CJ Stroud, that dude would go first overall in.
Yeah, there'd be no question about it.
Drafts.
Every single mock draft ever.
Probably, yeah. Like this dude, yeah, he'd have everything. So yeah, we're gonna go.
If he was as big as Anthony Richardson, he'd be getting thrown around generational.
Yes, the generational word would be going out.
Wait, who did we take? Who did we take?
I took AR. Took AR 15.
Quentin Johnson, let's go, baby.
Quentin Johnson.
Okay. Look at that, buddy.
Excited, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we didn't even actually take him. I'm just getting excited over a mock draft.
Look at Sika Ika is there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Scroll down. Oh, see that personally, that's my pick.
Okay. I'm not against it.
Why wouldn't you take Nick Herbig?
Because he's like 230 pounds.
Yeah, Sika Ika's kind of a dog. Not gonna lie.
Sika Ika's like, what is he, like 350, something like that?
Yeah.
Dog. Need him for that nose tackle.
Dang it. Darnell Washington gone. It's all right.
Wait, who?
Might need to get. Oh, Jack Campbell is a
dog. I keep wanting to see who we took in the second round, but I don't care.
John Michael Schmitz.
Wow.
Nice. Dub.
The question is, do you potentially try and trade back here?
I mean, what are you guys' needs right now?
I mean, you definitely need a linebacker. You need a tight end. Needs most of.
So here's the 4 people that want to trade with us.
Look at.
Well, who's available at tight end right now for you guys?
Everybody's gone, except for Sham Laporta.
No, you got. Laporta.
I would just wait and get Zach down in the 6th.
If he falls that far.
So okay, so let's do this. If you want 61.
I think it's gonna be the Patriots, to be real. But see if Arizona will give you that.
Okay. Nah, if you want 61, I want 76.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think? 117?
I'd say 107.
107?
Yeah.
And more.
Okay.
Give me 184.
No, go
Actually,
for
186. Give me my pick back.
Go for 135.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, maybe try 135.
Okay, let's try it.
Get away. I mean, try it. No, just try it. Offer it. You have 5 tries anyway.
Dorks! Losers!
Losers. Get ready.
What are you doing, Bill? What are you doing, Belichick?
Outplayed.
Please
Outplayed.
Fall. Please fall. Please fall. Please fall.
Yes! Oh, Jack Campbell.
Oh, dang it. Okay, fine.
He's 141 right now.
I like this. I like DeMarvin Overshawn.
I
too,
like
dude.
Jack Campbell more.
You
than
like his name.
Jack Campbell.
You
okay,
like
but
the
listen,
thought of him. You don't actually like him.
Jack Campbell is like a middle linebacker.
Is
It's
he
an
the guy that
actual
really
middle
was
linebacker.
really like Luke Kuechly too?
Yes, he's working with Luke Kuechly as well. All I'm saying is, if you get Jack Campbell, he is big enough to play a middle linebacker in a 3-4, and then you can still draft on Popo. How do you say his name?
Popoa.
What did you just say?
Popo. I don't know how to say his name.
Let's rock with it.
Jack Campbell's a dog. You'll be all right. He's probably still right there. You can go look.
I don't know about taking back-to-back linebackers.
That's a waste.
I
of
like it.
picks.
Like if we didn't take Jack Campbell right there, my next 3 picks here, and here would be
Auburn.
No, it'd be DeMarvin, it'd be Tank, and then it'd be
Yeah,
and then it'd
exactly. Yeah. Jack Campbell is a extremely good linebacker,
Yeah, he is.
and we need more than one linebacker. By the way,
Yeah. Are you against taking Tank?
here, yes,
What about at 107?
I would not pick him at 107.
About 114?
I'd pick him at 132 or 135.
Dang it. He may not last that long.
He's going to last that long.
Okay. What do you want to look at?
Scroll down.
Corners?
I scroll down. Actually, Colby. I would either go Colby Wooden. I can't speak. Colby Wooden, or the Moro Ojomo guy. Both of them can play a 3-4 defensive end.
I hear Colby wouldn't get you an A- on your draft pick.
Right.
I mean, not wrong. Click on Moro. Go to first look.
Colin's over there having a tough time.
Dude, I can't. It's bad. 281. Okay, now go to your Auburn guy.
You're Auburn guy.
Yeah, I mean he's an Auburn fan. 284. Give me him. Yep, draft him immediately. I did not know Zach Harrison was there. Oh well. Now, you thinking A.T. Perry, baby?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Let's go.
You guys are
Poggers.
ripoffs.
Nope. I'm the one that told you about A.T. Perry. You didn't know about him before
That's
me.
facts.
Probably
No, that's
should
facts.
probably should look at corner, probably, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Why not take DJ Turner?
I mean, I'm down. But do you want to take do you not just want to draft Owen?
Owen's gone, isn't he?
No, I don't think so. Is he?
No,
he's not.
he's not. He's right there. Oh, well.
Yeah, because if you look at his rank, it's 141.
Shut up.
God, that's why you guys need to pick.
What's he looking like?
You guys, I'm not even part of this draft.
Yeah. We'll rock with it.
See, I've studied this draft.
You got something to say, Colin?
Yeah, I did. I mean, a
Go
corner.
ahead.
Oh, Aaron hates me. Click on Bennett. You hate me because I'm not telling you to draft Tank Bigsby whenever we're gonna pay freaking Foreman.
No, absolutely. I'm not getting a 5'11
click next.
cornerback.
Click next.
Lost your
Just
mind.
click next.
They're all midgets.
6 foot. Okay, buddy.
I'm 6 foot. Look at this class, goofy. Look at that.
I don't. That was disrespectful. That was disrespectful. Look,
If that's not as short, I'm gonna be mad, Cody.
Look at this goofy.
Oh no! Just go to safety. Wow. That was ruthless.
What are you drafting? Middle schoolers?
Oh, I can't believe you just called a dude that's 6 foot a midget. You should be ashamed. Gwendell Johnson.
Is that who you want, or do you want to look at him?
I mean, look at him. You're probably gonna call him a midget though, so I don't know. God.
He's
Golly.
legally tall enough.
I mean, God, you're sitting there saying a 6-footer is a midget, and he's taller than you.
I'm 6. No, I'm 6 foot.
Not you.
Like
You
I'm
don't
every bit of 6 foot.
Registered.
Okay.
Senior.
Don't
Okay, all right.
don't
Just draft him.
don't.
Draft. Yeah, just for that, we're drafting him. He's a dog, though. See, I know, if his temptation's gonna make him pick you,
What do you want to do? What? Just tell me what you want.
Tank
I
Big
mean,
D.
I don't know why. I mean, we're supposed to have discussions here since there's 2 of us, but you just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna take Deontay, if you're gonna pick up Deontay, that's fine. But I just think why not Jake Tank? He's here at 83, at 135. I mean, he's a midget too, but still.
All right. I mean, let's draft him.
Well, it's too late now. You can't say.
I mean,
He's already clicked it.
Yeah, he already clicked it.
You've taken all the other
Think about
stuff.
Joe, Think about
You ain't got an option here.
That's because you're not discussing it.
Ultimately laughing.
Yeah, okay. Was that a banger draft? Absolute banger.
Oh God.
Golly, I can't believe you just called that man a midget. You talking about me hating on players, and you call a 6-footer midget.
I was talking about the guy that was 5'10" technically, but he just.
You literally said midget at 6'2".
Look, it just carried over. Okay.
Golly, I can't believe that just happened. Look at that! Wow.
Shut up, PFF.
PFF. Oh, look at Tank BB A+. Big poggers.
Dub.
A draft.
Both A's.
A
Dub.
overall draft.
Good draft.
Big poggers.
Both had great drafts.
So I'm talking about.
Well,
That's how
We drafted 3 Auburn guys, and 2 of them technically wasn't my picks. I was cool with Owen just because of his testing, but you picked Colby, so
Yeah, because Colby can be a 3-4 defensive end, which is exactly what we need.
not wrong.
And then again, I basically got 2 3-4 defensive ends. You get Owen and Jack, who can both play your linebacker. You're living life.
Yeah.
Living life, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I think that wraps it up for episode 8 of Pack the Bank. Of course, as you know, you can always find us here on YouTube or Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Come back weekly for all NFL news, everything we got going on. Obviously, we'll have Packers and Panthers Corner posted on YouTube, so you can watch those along with our hilarious shorts from the episode. If you liked us, please leave a like and support us. Follow us on our Instagram at Pack the Bank, all underscores between Pack and Bank. But anyways, I think we're going to get out of here. A little bit of a shorter episode for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, peace.